All right, we are live. I forgot to hit the go live button, but I did at the last minute, the last second.
So
Hi guys,
smooth.
how are you? So tonight,
We're good.
good. Tonight I have a couple of ideas. I made a short video. And what I did in the video is I was trying to show some of the different ways that I get different angles on my bike, because we were talking about doing a little bit of a talk about cameras and putting cameras on the bike, and how we get different angles and what works best for moto vlogging, all that kind of stuff. The other thing I wanted to do tonight, I've put together a lightning round with about 7 or 8 questions, so that you guys. Hey, how you doing, Ron? We've got. So I thought we'll do the lightning round with the 7 or 8 questions whenever you want to do it. Do you want to do it at the beginning or you want to do it at the end?
Well, might as well hit us with them now. If you don't
hit you with them now.
I was kind of.
We can wait for a few more people. Let's see if we get.
I was thinking about maybe waiting until Wednesday.
Wednesday? Nice. Well, like I was saying, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk a little bit about how to use a camera on the bike. And I was thinking, the first questions I had was, what cameras are you using? Like for me, I'm using a GoPro 4, which is like old school as you can get, and I use my Akaso V50. Yeah, that's the one. And I use my Akaso V50 Pro. I also often use my iPhone. Not so much for on the bike, although I did make one video with it on the bike. But I'll use it if I'm off the bike looking at something. I find that the iPhone is in some ways a lot better than the GoPro for quality, you know. But I do use the GoPro sometimes too. I'm a big believer in using a selfie stick, but we'll get into that later. How about you, Dave? What do you use?
Well, I've kind of expanded my repertoire of cameras. I started off using just my cell phone and an old, what they call the Contour Roam, right? I don't think they don't make them anymore. But it was the first generation of it, would shoot in 1080p. And the nice thing was it just had a slide bar to slide it forward to turn it on, slide it backwards to turn it off. And, it looked very similar to that.
Yeah, that's not one. It's not the same. The one thing, just a sidebar on that camera that you're talking about, there were guys that pimped those to put an external microphone into them.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah.
I never did. The only problem with it wasn't Bluetooth, so you didn't know if you were on focus, pointing in the right direction until you actually took it off the helmet or off the mount and took the SIM card out, plugged it into the computer, and that's when you found out whether you were successful or not.
And you're like, oh crap, I didn't get anything.
Yeah, a couple of times, early on when I was setting it up, I had a lot of picture of sky. So, the next camera I got was a GoPro Session 5, which I still use today. Then I got a GoPro Hero Black 8, which is kind of my main camera for video taking on the bike. And then I've got a Canon M50 that I use for, off the bike and chats and things like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I still use my phone. Depending if it's an impromptu thing, then I'll use my phone. But yeah, that's where I am.
How about you, Wayne? What do you got? What are you using?
I've got I've pretty well got them all.
Yeah.
Started out with the Hero 4s. I had two of them. I had a silver and a black. The silver bricked on me. Was never able to recover it. So I used that one as my main one for a while. Then I got two Hero 4 sessions. And then I got a Hero 7. And I've got a Hero 8 as well. It's in the bike
Wow.
right now.
Wow.
But then I went on that northern trip last summer and I ran into a fella in Thessalon. And if you look at the drone footage, I'm looking down at a street glide, a black one, and there's one of these on the handlebars.
Okay.
And he had a
And
motorized.
What is that?
Okay, he had a motorized mount with a toggle switch that he could forward and reverse and spin that camera quite rapidly wherever, and he could control it pretty cool. So
yeah,
this is a Garmin Verb.
Okay.
It's made by Garmin, same as the GPS people. It's built like a brick shithouse.
Is it waterproof?
Yes. It's good to, it's either 30 feet or 30 meters. I'm not sure. But either way, on a bike, it's waterproof.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, it's got an actual case with a door. So the door opens up.
Oh, I see.
And there's the battery, which they've been sitting here for 2 weeks not being used. And it's still got a charge.
Oh, wow.
Now, next to it right here is the SIM card. And it will take up to 128 gig SIM card, which on 1080p 24 frames a second is 10 hours and 47 minutes of video. So you can turn it on when you leave. You don't even have to turn it off for the coffee break or the lunch. And you've still got enough. If you ride more than 10 hours and 47 minutes, you got way too much. You got way too much video anyway. So
You're probably a sore butt too.
Well, not on the Goldwing, just so everybody knows. Especially with the ultimate seat. There's my little ad. So they can run without a battery in them. You can run them direct USB, which is best. So I can run this all day long on the bike. And the other good thing about them is it has all the sensors. So it has G-force, speed.
G-force?
Yeah. Wow. It'll tell you how many G's vertical. And then there's another gauge that you can set up for lateral. And I think sideways lateral, and I think front to back lateral. A lot of the mountain bikers use them because it records their trail and it puts it on the screen. If you look at one of my videos, we'll do it later. I'll share the screen, but you can show the whole trail, and as you go on the trail on the video, the dot moves with you, showing you where you are on your route throughout the video. It'll show you where you are. The hard thing to do is to put a map behind it. So I haven't figured that out. There is a way of doing it, but everybody says it's really hard. So we're gonna figure that out later. I've only had these for a couple of weeks. So
cool. How many?
The other feature that is really good about these is you can set one up as a master. And however many more you have, I think it's up to, I don't know how many, but there's a number of the max, right? Like GoPro says 50 cameras on the remote will work, but Garmin, I don't know. But anyway, you set the one up as the master and the others as the slave. And when you flick the button to turn it on.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to turn on. Wasn't on. Okay, so it's green light, normal, and then when you go to record, it turns red, which it's not going to do. Oh, it's got a question here. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
live.
it's saying the card failed. I got a bad card in it. But anyway, when you flick the switch or you push the button on the remote, the other two will turn on with this one. So I haven't even been using the remote lately.
Mhm.
I've just been using the one on the handlebars. I just reach up and flick the switch, which starts all three cameras. The other thing is that you noticed was that light there is extremely large. I can actually see the camera on the back in my mirror and see that it turned red. So I know that all the cameras are running.
So to answer that question, how many cameras do you use when you're filming, when you're riding?
3
3
plus.
I've
usually got a GoPro in the back,
okay.
just in case for walking around. Then I don't have to screw everything up.
Yeah, I use 2 generally. I have one pointed at me, and then one on the bike or on a selfie stick. And I'll talk about the selfie stick after Dave answers the question. How many do you use when you go out?
That's a good question. I guess it's the majority of the time it's just one, and that'll be on my helmet. And then if I'm going to do a vlog, I'll use 2, one on the handlebars, facing back, and if I want to really be tricky and get into Wayne's domain, then I'll put 3 and put one facing. I'll put the contour on the back facing backwards, right? But mostly just one.
Yeah, I see Mr. McStash. He was talking about in the side about that 360 camera. I wondered if you have that 360 camera, I don't know enough about how you edit that, if that would eliminate cameras because you get so many different views. But what I wanted to
you still have to put the 2 together in the software, I think.
Okay.
I don't know if does it actually, or is it that you have to get the line out of it when you're done editing? I'm not sure on that.
Yeah.
I think it's a little harder to do than.
What I've got here, guys, is I've got a short little clip here, stuff that I put together, and I'll put it on the screen here. So I'll just do this. And what I've done is I put a little, these are how I use the selfie stick. Now, if you guys are watching here, have got speakers, you might want to turn it down a little bit. But anyway, I forgot to take the music out.
No headphones.
There's music playing, but anyway, I'll let it go and then I'll kind of talk through it. What I got is this is when I'm using the selfie stick, and I'm trying to turn the selfie stick so that you can see the sides of the road as well, so you can see both sides. And there's a real advantage to having that in your coat. Like what I do, and I'll show you when we're done the little clip here. But I find that having the selfie stick in the jacket works really, really good. Now, again, with the selfie stick, that gets you, it allows you to show these different views, right? Because you can get down where you wouldn't normally get. Now, this is just being Superman stupid. And here I'm going for ice cream. I know, hard to believe. But again, I've got the GoPro is in my jacket and it's looking right through the windshield. And I found that is such a great view. This one, I'm using the clamp, and I've got the clamp on the rear passenger floorboard, and it's looking down the road. What I like about this view is you get a great sound of your bike, and you get, when you're turning, it really gives a dramatic angle. that's sort of what I got going on there. So I'll just stop that. There we go. So we'll go back to this view. I see you've got a video here, Wayne.
Yeah, actually, that's just one of my recent videos with the Verb cameras. So whenever you want to just share the screen, I can.
Yeah. Do you want me to?
You'll have to share it from there. I've got it shared to you. You got to share it to them.
I see it here. So if I just, do you want to watch that now, or do you want to explain
Well,
it?
you carry on. But it's so I can describe what we're doing with mine.
Okay. Well, here I'll just finish up here. So what I've got is what I do is how I get that view using the GoPro is I do this very $1 million Boganesh style, where I just open my jacket like so. That's why I got my motorcycle jacket on, and I'll just do it up like that. And now I've got my camera here, and it's below. And what's awesome about that is that you can just turn it to get the sides, and that works really well. And it doesn't really get in your way, and it's not dangerous. When I start doing this sort of stuff, that starts getting a little more dangerous. And I tend to do that. If you ever notice in the videos, you're not going to see cars around me, because I usually do that on a nice straight piece of road. And if I've got curves or anything like that, I'm always using these. I use these a lot, you know, I have them mounted on the bike. Now, as you guys saw my last video, one fell off.
Yeah.
So
Kevin, Kevin, grab that plastic mount again and hold it up.
Okay.
So I had this on. See that jaw there? Yeah. You know, I'm pointing to the screen, but you can't see my finger. But anyway, where it hinges.
Yeah.
Right.
Right here.
I had that clamped onto my crash bars on the front.
Yeah, that's what I usually do too.
And it broke right on that hinge.
Oh no!
And my GoPro Session I just caught it out the corner of my eye. It just flew right off the bike. So, so my motto now is: if it's plastic, it gets tethered.
Oh, that sounds like a good rule.
Right. Yeah, and I did a video on it. Right, I got a whole whack of. I called it. I crashed my GoPro. Right, but yeah, if it's plastic, I tether it now.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good advice. Wayne, do you want me to show your clip?
Sure, just share the screen and then we can talk about it. So, if you look at the top left corner, you'll see the route that I took, and you'll see the dot where my location is. Then down below, you'll see my speed, and you'll see the G-force.
This is your speed?
On the left-hand side, by my right arm. It's kind of foggy in that one.
I see right there.
It's kind of faded there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look over my shoulder, you can actually see the third camera, which is right at the tip of my shoulder. You can just barely see the screw, the GoPro screw that holds it on. So that's where I have it now. So I can see all three lights flashing all at one time, and I can tell what's going on. Now, I also got a new sound cable that snaps on. These ones, they have like a proprietary clamp that goes on, and there's like a contact patch on the side. So that snaps on like that, and if the camera ever fell, it ain't going anywhere. The wire's going to stop it for sure. Like, it's on there hard. It's really strong, which was another selling feature for me. But anyway, these are like 5-6-year-old cameras. They're not new technology. The highest they'll go is, I think, 1140 at 30 frames a second is the highest resolution that they can take. But I run at 1080p and I don't see any reason to change. So for me and for moto vlogging and all weather moto vlogging, so I mean, if I run into rain, I can leave them powered up. I would just plug into one of my internal USB plugs instead of the external ones, just to keep the plug dry. Other than that, that's how I'm going to run. So pretty much, I think I'll keep one of my GoPros just for messing around. I think I'll probably be selling the other ones. And the Verb will actually go on my Cena helmet, the mount, and it doesn't look that bad. Like, it doesn't look like a great big headlight on there. They're still small enough that they look okay if you're into looking okay.
This is just a still, is it, Wayne? Yeah.
What's that?
This is just a still? This that you
No,
shared?
it's the actual video. Hang on.
Why isn't it playing? Oh, there it goes. Okay, there it is. So yeah, I see. So you can get your the front view out the
From the
off your
helmet.
helmet.
Yep.
Right. And
Which
then you've
is
got-
me. I can swivel my head and I can capture what I'm looking at. So if I see something, I can speak about it and people can actually see it. The other thing I can do is the one on the handlebar above the GPS. It's actually on a ball mount. I can turn that ball mount. I can rotate it as well. So say I'm going by a river or a lake and I want to take in all the scenery. I just spin it around, point it at what I want, and then I don't have to take my eyes off the road.
oh, this shows this shows the speed so much better here in this bigger picture.
Yeah, which isn't a good thing for me.
Well, if you have that,
Especially if you're speeding.
can you change that to kilometers per hour, or does it have to be miles?
Yeah, you can put it to whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
Like,
How
and
much
then it's
over
got
here?
a distance. It shows the distance of 45 kilometers or 45 miles. It's
Okay.
counting off just above the miles per hour. There's a whole multitude of things that you can put on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think it's neat how it tracks your path.
well,
Yeah.
it has a GPS built right into each camera.
Yeah.
That's how it
That's
does
awesome.
it. And the other thing is your Garmin GPS can be used to start and stop the cameras as well, like a remote control. There's an app
So you
on the GPS that you can use to start it up and off, shut it off.
So where that would be a real advantage is if you're on a trip and you wanted to make sure that you got a specific curvy part of the road, you could pre-program that into your Garmin and it'll automatically turn your camera on.
No,
Is that right?
no, you have to push there's a start and stop button in the app that you have to start it and stop it. But
Okay.
they're pretty cool. I don't know why they would ever discontinue them. I could see they make newer ones that are, 4K and all that, but I mean, that was probably a $700 camera when it was brand new. So, I mean, I got them for way less than that. I got all three for less than that.
It takes really good quality pictures, eh?
Yeah. Well, that's drone there. So
Yeah.
that's probably 2K
Well, you
down
forgot
to
to mention
1080.
that in your repertoire of cameras.
Yeah, that's another camera. Yeah.
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 Hey, Kevin, have you done any drone shots lately with yours?
Scared of losing it.
I'm terrified to lose it. I actually, what I did today when I got my new desk is I got my 2 drones and I went and talked to, well, I didn't wait and talk to him. I talked to him online. Richard, he lives on a farm and he said I can come out and learn to fly my drone in his field and I won't lose it again. Oh, that looks really cool.
You need to start it up in a football field or something, a big parking
Yeah, well,
lot or nobody around.
Yeah,
So SMT's asking what drones we use. I think his first name's Craig, if memory serves me correct. But I've been wrong before.
Mine's a Mavic Mini.
I don't have a drone.
You don't have a drone?
No, unless I hit a bump, and then I'm up in the air.
They're making fun of me, eh?
Not yet. But do you want to tell the story about where your drone went when you did your maiden?
He got
flight?
it back. He can't make fun of him anymore. He got it back.
I got it back.
Story.
I know it.
After he bought another one.
It spent the winter in the field.
Yeah, it did.
Does it run? Will it run?
Yeah, it works great. It works great. So,
you can.
If anybody has got pants on and they'd like to join our little happy crowd here to talk about cameras, we'd be happy to have you jump in.
You never said pants were a requirement.
What?
Don't.
Pants. Yes, you got to have pants on. You better have pants on, Dave.
Wow.
Don't.
I am appropriately dressed.
Are
appropriate.
You?
Yes.
Define appropriate.
So I've got these speed round questions here.
Okay.
Oh, the other thing I was going to talk about. How have you guys ever used a dead cat?
Yep.
I just bought a dead cat. Oh, look at that one. Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh.
So this is on my Rhodes microphone for my.
Do you find that really makes a difference?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't even have to feed it.
No.
Yeah,
they sent me 5 dead cats. And I saw 2 on the road, so I was 7.
I had to go around the block 3 times, but in the end I got it.
Don't they tickle?
I'll be honest, I use it when I'm shooting outside and I'll have to back up.
But you don't have it on your helmet though.
I've got one on my microphone, yeah. Right? But
that big?
No, not this big. It'll be small. It's just a little half-inch
like
one.
A little guy like this one.
I didn't have it bolted on. Anyway, there's my Canon. So it does nice. It does nice video too. I'll do this when I'm doing mail call or something like that.
Would you take that with you, Dave, if you were going on one of your vacation trips? Like,
oh yeah, I would just keep it in the saddlebag though until I stopped.
Yeah. That's kind of like how I deal with the phone. I tried using the phone the one time because Mr. G, he had a challenge there to try to use a cell phone to make a moto vlog, and I tried, but it's using a cell phone. I have an iPhone 6 Plus, big huge thing, and it's like trying to hold up a billboard.
Right.
It gets so much wind. These little guys work so much better.
Yeah. Eventually I want to get a gimbal, right, for my Canon, so that it'll make a nice smooth transition when walking and moving around. So
yeah. So it seems like nobody has their pants on. So I do have some
oh, Jason's got a dog collar on. We don't want him on.
He's got his what?
Wait, he just said he's got a dog collar.
Is that for later? Maybe that's for later.
All right.
That's Mr. G. Mr.
You see where this one's going.
I've got some speed round questions. Do you want to do some speed round questions?
Yep. Hit me.
Oh, hold on.
All
hey,
right.
So Colin's here from Bronco Ride. I just want to know, did he buy a Pan American?
Did he buy a Pan American? Let us know. Do.
Yeah. Come on, Colin.
Did he?
What did you buy?
Gotta wait for the delay.
He has a Speedo.
We're waiting to see.
All right, go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
He did. He said he did.
He did. Oh, wow. That's cool. I can hardly wait.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, speed round questions. I've got some speed round questions. All right. This will be quick now.
Is that it? Guy buys a Pan American and that's all we're going to do?
No.
Yeah, but he's gonna do a whole video on that, and we're gonna have
okay. We won't
subscribe to his
bring him
channel,
out
watch
before
it.
then.
A
All
whole-
right.
Then we'll have to have him on as a guest.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Ice
Go
cream
ahead.
or butter tarts? Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Butter tarts.
All right.
All right. Ice cream too. How
about ice cream on a butter tart?
Well, there you go. Yes.
Okay.
And we can be
Beer or hard stuff? Beer
What
or
was
hard
that?
stuff? Beer or hard
Beer
stuff?
or hard stuff? Oh, rye.
Yeah,
I'm a rye
with
guy.
you. I like that too.
Yeah.
Beer.
Definitely rye. We are Canadian.
Yeah. Wiser's Wiser's
Yeah.
special blend is my
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
special blend or small batch, one or the other.
Crown Royal's
like
good
them.
too. I like Crown.
I was at a relative's house and they had toasted caramel whiskey.
How was it?
That wrecks it.
I tell
Just
you,
have ice cream with it.
I tell you though, it was something smooth and tasty. I ended up being a very good friend of that bottle for the whole evening.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to know something? And here's a call out. If anybody knows where you can get caramel whiskey, right? Toasted caramel whiskey, let me know, because I have not found it in Ontario. I didn't find it in Florida. Didn't find it a bunch of places.
Check the duty-free store next time the
Yeah,
borders
that's always
open.
No, they didn't have it either.
Really?
Yeah.
all right. Camping or motel? I'm thinking more of a motorcycle trip, and I'm a wimp, and I've done both. I really like motel better than camping, but I will do camping. How about you?
I'm actually kind of a motel guy, but the Princess 100% hotel.
Okay.
I am sort of planning on doing some moto camping though. I think it'd be fun. But it'd probably be stag. It won't be with the Princess. I don't think I could talk her into it. That's why she's called Princess, just in case anybody wanted to know. So.
It's okay. I call mine the Queen, so there you go.
Dave?
Well, listen. So this summer we've got a two.
This is the guy with an RV that's better than the motel room.
So,
yeah, I know. He's got
so people know I've got a 38-foot Wolfpack toy hauler that I tow behind my truck, and it takes
not really camping.
But it's glamping, right? It's glamping with your bike. But I was just going to say, if this coming August, if the COVID lockdowns or restrictions are still in place, then Lori and I, we're going to jump on the bikes and we're going to just tour Ontario, and we'll probably motel it. We won't camp.
Yeah, because you wouldn't get a campsite like that.
It would depend on. It really depends on where you go. You might be able to get into some of the private parks and things like that.
They're pretty well. Everybody's booked solid, I think, now because everybody's doing it now.
Oh yeah. Algonquin Park.
You can't buy a camper right now without like hunting for what you really want.
Yeah.
You're not going to find it.
Yeah. But so if we can, right? If the restrictions are lifted, we're going to head to Nova Scotia and we're going to hook up with Dead Knot and the Cabot Trail Biker. We're going to do some riding down there, right? And if it's still closed, then Lori and I will just do just a husband-wife tour through Ontario.
Might hook up with you for that, Dave.
Very good.
The Princess and we're going to go sometime fairly soon, actually, and just do bikes and motel.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so I'd love to talk more.
All of these new motorcycles now are all coming out with all these blacked out parts. I'm not a fan. I have to tell you, I'm not a fan. I like chrome, and what I've seen, some of these ones that are black, they get chipped off, and then now you've got chipped black. So I'm chrome. Dave?
Blacked out with a little bit of chrome.
Wayne?
If you see my Concord, it's either black or Arabian red. So
Does the Goldwing have any
it's all
chrome?
blacked out other than the painted parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne, does the Goldwing have any chrome other than the handlebars?
Yeah, it's got a lot of chrome on it, but it's older, and I I didn't buy the Goldwing for its looks, even though I have grown to really love the way that bike looks. But my favorite color combination of Goldwing is I think it's the 2012, and it's the red and black. Red painted parts and the black engine and the black pipes and the black frame. That's my favorite looking Goldwing. So I'm a blacked out guy.
All right, so I'm all alone.
You just get all dazed by all that shiny stuff. It's like, oh,
I do.
Yeah.
Barbecue or pasta?
barbecue.
Barbecue, and a smoker. I have a smoker.
That's
Just
right.
finished
You know what?
doing
I guess given a
Easter dinner and
choice,
a smoker.
I would take barbecue over pasta, but I do like some of that stuff a lot. But anyway, you can tell. I think I've asked you guys this before. What color bike do you like best? I like red, and I have a white one.
I really like the color of my Concord. They call it Arabian red, but it's like if you take a glass of root beer and hold it up to the light, it's that color. It's that goldy fleck in it.
Yeah,
It's a really cool color when you see it in the light. It's hard to capture it on a camera, but when you see it live, it's a pretty awesome paint job on that thing.
All right, Dave.
You know what? When I bought my bike, I was between two colors, the black and the black cherry. And I looked around and there were so many black bikes.
Mm-hmm.
I was just drawn to that black cherry.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. This one should be pretty simple, but you know what? There is something to be said about going into the city for the restaurants and all that sort of stuff. And when you go on a trip, I love the countryside, but I do like to visit the cities when you go, because you do want to see what's there, right? I'm not a real fan of driving in the city. I don't like it very much. I'd much rather ride out in the country. But next, you, Wayne.
I like open spaces. I like to roll. Yeah. I don't want to be stopping and starting all the time. I don't mind. Like, I've done downtown tours of Toronto just on a lark. Just let's go see what's going on, and done a zip through the town. But it's more. I'd rather do it like in the night and do it. I don't mind riding in the city, but I had a bunch of guys in a car one time they tried to jump me in Hamilton.
Oh, day. Really?
I just caught the guy coming out of the car in my mirror, and I was sitting at a red light, and I hung a left on a red. I just dumped the clutch and took off. And they chased me down Main Street of Hamilton for about 5 blocks till they realized that they weren't ever going to catch me. And so I'm wary of it now, and probably I wouldn't drive around Toronto at night anymore. Yeah. Daytime, you're pretty near taking a chances in some areas. But
you know what? I am a country guy. Even though I was born in Toronto, I prefer the wide open places, right? So,
yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about what we're going through, because I did say with the banners that this was our lockdown edition, and I wanted to explain what that means to us right now. Like, we're all in Ontario, and we are actually on a lockdown and basically a stay-at-home order. They don't really even want you going out unless you are supposed to be getting groceries or going to the
Doctor.
doctors or the pharmacist or any of that sort of stuff. Now, my own feeling about that is they're saying if you stay within your municipality of where your hospital is, that's okay. But they don't want you stopping anywhere. They don't want you going in any businesses. Yeah. How have you guys found this whole? We're in a 28-day thing, and what's this, like day 4?
Yeah. Well, I've done a few little jaunts around the local area.
Yeah.
Staying in the Haldeman, Norfolk area, not going anywhere.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing too.
Stop at the gas station. I get my gas. I use sanitizer afterwards. Put my gloves back on and fire up the bike, and I go. If I have to go inside, say I want to get a drink of water or something, I just leave my helmet on. Walk in with my helmet on. I mean, you can't get any better protection for anybody than that, I don't think. So
I know.
So I just go in and get a drink and come back out. But really, we're not supposed to be. I'm not doing any long rides. I just go out just to kind of stop from getting cabin fever. But I have my first shot now. I've already had my first vaccination. So I got myself and the princess done through the Walmart pharmacy in Stony Creek, actually. She got hers Friday night. I got mine Saturday morning. And we've been down for 48 hours since then. I just rolling out of bed this morning was a pretty tough job. And I went to work. I went in late, worked through my lunch because I wasn't hungry anyway. And came home, and that's about it. So
I'll tell you, it has been so hard to be locked down, especially, trying to do this motovlog stuff, and really, not really being supposed to go out of our township. I'm probably going to go out and make a video just locally. I might go to the parking lot and do some of my parking lot videos, the ones that I do, the training videos.
Well, you got to do the dead cat.
Yeah, I got to try out the dead cat and see how that works. And
I'm really interested to see how that sounds.
Yeah. But it just takes the rattle of the wind away.
Yeah,
Dave,
but I don't use one. All I use is the foam. Sorry, Kev. Didn't mean to interrupt. But
No. Go ahead. No, I just, Dave. How has this lockdown been affecting you at all? Or
you know what? I guess first off, I think all three of us agree that we should thank our frontline workers and things like that. So while we're staying at home, and if we need groceries, the grocery stores are still open, serving us, and all of that, and we should not give the nod to them. I'm pretty fortunate in my situation. I've got my grandkids that live across the street. I live in cottage country. I'm about 5-minute walk to the lake. We've got some great roads for local riding and things like that. So I can pull a Bodine and go to the grocery, 4 times for 5 items, and feel like I'm satisfying my need. But with the spring, I hope all of us can see our way through this lockdown and get back together and things like that. So for me, and again, I'm retired, so aside from working for my wife, and she's got a list of things for me to do every day, and I think that list looks the same by the time the evening comes around. But anyway, we've been able to survive, and my daughter, she has to work through all of this. She's an essential worker, being in insurance, and my son-in-law and son are both in construction and working downtown, where they are tested on a regular basis and things like that. So I'm good where I am right now. I can't imagine what it's like for our younger people that are having to work through this whole thing.
Yeah.
So hats off to them.
Yeah, it's just so difficult for so many people, and I like Wayne was saying, I've got my shot too, and like the first one, and I'm still a little upset about the whole thing. I don't know what to say about it, so I won't say anymore. So when we're talking, the thing that we were going to talk about the most is filming on the bike. And I sometimes feel like some of what I do is maybe a little more dangerous than it needs to be. I don't advocate doing what I do. But I do try to get different angles. And sometimes to achieve that, I've had to stop and relocate cameras a lot. It's never always a lot of fun to go riding with a moto vlogger because they're forever adjusting cameras and doing all that kind of stuff. And it can be a drag for the others.
You can see that in some of the guys that ride with multiple riders. If you watch any of them, you'll see that they have a group of people with them, and it might be like 10 or 12 people in the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, you see that people disappear. And then you hear later on it's because they got pissed off that they didn't want to keep stopping all the time and waiting for somebody to change a battery.
Yeah.
You know
and
what?
I kept that in the back of my mind when I ride with my group, that I'm not going to stop and fix a camera because I know it's not working.
Yeah.
I'll just edit that out or do something else with the video that I've got. And the reason is I don't want to be pissing anybody off because they don't really care. I mean, some of the guys care a bit, but if you were doing it every weekend and interrupting the ride, because you had a shitty battery charge on one of your batteries and it quit like 15 seconds after you started out and you got 10 riders with you, it's a pain in the butt, right? So that's what I like about my setup now. Like, they're not going to shut off. If they shut off, I've got 2 more. I can switch them out and change them up the next time we stop, So, and everybody that's riding with me is a Harley, so I can go longer than they can. So, just a joke.
Oh, what's that? Oh, damn, Kev, did you pick that up?
Boom. Didn't you hear the boom?
But I'm bummed.
Boom.
There we go. There we go.
Did I show you how my desk goes up and down?
You know what? Just on what Wayne had to add.
Don't anybody ask how it does it.
Oh, it's magic. But Wayne, I was just gonna say, you're bang on. You got to be very respectful of the group that you're riding with. And if I'm going to be doing some filming, I usually talk to everybody first and say, listen, this is what I want to do. Where do you think the best place is for us to do these things? And, go over it with them. A lot of times, when I'm with a larger group, I don't even take my camera because it's just too hard to coordinate, right? And too hard to keep up and organize shoots and things like that. So, but you're right.
One of the guys in my group was out on a small group ride with his wife has a fat boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was looking in the mirror. They were going around a corner and the shoulder was completely brand new, loose gravel, probably 4 or 5 inches deep. And all he saw was her go off the edge of the pave.
Oh, no.
And by the time he got over and stopped the bike, she went by him. And he said the first thing he thought of was, damn, I wish Wayne had been here because I really want to know how that happened. Because he said if it had been any one of us, we'd how it was like somebody picked her up and set her back on the road. There was no possible way on a corner, loose gravel, going off the edge of the pave, that you would be able to recover that bike. It should have just shot you into the ditch. And like 5 seconds later, she's driving by him, and he's like, she just said it just jumped right back on, just like somebody pushed it over.
Wow.
So,
Well,
but he was like, damn, I wish Wayne had been with us because we'd have got on video.
Well, when you're talking that,
The bonus if 3 cameras, right?
Yeah. If Lori was here, she'd tell you how I took her on a dirt road and had her go through a sand pit, when she was first learning how to ride a bike. So, she didn't drop it either. She just kept on barreling through. So,
yeah, I have done that when I was younger, and I rode this bike. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, was that the Interceptor?
Interceptor.
Yeah. Yeah, when I had that bike, there we go. I got into a corner. I went in way too hot, and I had to push so hard to keep the bike on the road, and it was like, holy crap! It was one of those holy crap moments, I'll tell you. And I haven't done that in a long time. I learned my lesson once. It scared me so bad I had to pull over and stop, and stop shaking, because I've gotten.
Angel Face wants to promote somebody there. Take a look at that.
Sure. There we go.
Hogtide Rising. Where are they from? Long delay.
That picture. That picture that I took is one that Ron took that picture. I have been riding with Ron for over 30 years. Over 30 years, because we were working together at the same place at that time. So that was some, oh crap. It was 1984. That's when he took the picture. Yeah. That was a fun day, actually. He used to ride a Honda Sabre, I think. It was quite quick, actually. Quite quick. Yeah, it was fun. All these V4s, that they had out back in the 80s. They were awesome.
The V45s and the V65s.
Yeah. I had an 83 GPZ Cowie.
Yeah.
Oh, those were nice.
It ate those Interceptors up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Sabre. It's what he had. He had a Sabre.
Yeah. So those V45s, going back, they had the Magna, the Sabre, and the Interceptor. So the Magna was sort of cruiser. The Sabre was more sport touring, and then the Interceptor was a little crotch rocket.
Yeah. And they were all fun. Honda was really into it there for a while. It was Yeah,
I had a V45. I had the Magna.
It sounds like we all, when I'm looking in the side bar here, a lot of us rode those bikes back in the 80s, because they were like the hot bikes back then. Like everybody wanted those.
Yeah, they were popular.
The V4 motor.
You know what bike right after that was really popular was what they call that? It was a 750 Nighthawk, and they had like a black and red one and a black and blue one, and there was a difference between the two. And I think one was a 700 and one was a 750.
Mm.
They were a real. They're still, you see them on the road today. They were a real popular bike.
Yeah. See, it's like a lot of people here had different stuff on their bikes. Yeah, you know what? I remember back then it just seemed like everybody had those bikes. They were the ones that were so popular. So popular. If you guys were to give somebody tips for moto vlogging, you guys have done the moto vlogging far more than I have. I'm still experimenting, trying to get sound. What do you guys use for sound? Like, how do you get Wayne's is outstanding. I mean, you get great sound on your videos. Dave, you do it too with the, what do you use on yours? You have the mic.
Yeah, I've got a couple of different ways. I've used the audio through my GoPro and a little chin mic. I've also got a I looked for this the other day. Oh, here it is. Got this from, there we go again. Where's my, I've got this from Cena.
Yeah.
Right. And I can just put this underneath my my helmet, right? And then the Bluetooth of this hooks into my phone. If I'm doing multiple cameras, then
I believe that will connect to my helmet.
Yeah.
So like if we were riding together and I had my Cena helmet, we could talk with that.
Yeah. So it's just it's made by Cena, and actually Harley Davidson sells this also as a Harley Davidson part.
Yeah.
For their
Now you can hook that to a Cardo system too.
Yeah, we do.
But you have to. One of you has to give up a phone connection.
Yeah.
To do it.
The Cardo does. The Cardo, you put it under Cardo.
Yeah, I think it can be either way, but I think they both say that you can cross connect. They call it bridging in the Cardo world.
The Expanse, you can't. It doesn't go with the. So anyway, I'll just.
You can't connect with the intercom protocol.
You can't.
But you can with the phone protocol.
You can't connect with the Pack Talk. The Pack Talk has to go to a telephone mode in order to pick up the Expanse.
Right.
Or the Expand.
Yeah.
But it's I like it. It's nice and easy, right? The nice thing is too, if Lori and I are out, on the bicycles, mountain biking, then we both put on a pair of these, and we can chat with each other all the way.
Yeah.
So that's the two ways I have for audio.
So what are your future plans for your videos now that we are sort of stuck down? I've got something in mind for mine where I'm going to be doing I'm going to make fun of the lockdown, and I'm going to do a video.
Okay. Wait,
I'm going to do a video about that.
Wait. If you're going to do it, I'm going to give you the first number one thing that has to be in that video.
What's that?
Premier Ford, when he got the jab, and like 3 seconds after he got it, he's sitting in the chair and he goes,
is that right?
Joking around. Here's the Premier of Ontario, and he's like, oh.
Yeah. How about you, Dave? What do you got coming up? If you're doing something with your trailer, or are you doing something?
Yeah, you know what? I've got it's in the shop right now getting serviced. So I'm just waiting to get the call, and I'll go and pick it up. But yeah, I've got a whack of things, I can got lots of topics to talk about and ride, go for breakfast someplace, maybe I'll have to not go to breakfast, but take a, thermos or whatever, drive up the lake and that. But I've got lots of things in mind. I just need to have a sunny day to do them.
All right. Well, that sounds good. We've had a fair amount of rain here the last couple of days. My grass is looking very, very green.
More coming.
So I think I'm going to be stuck in the house another day anyway. But I do have plans for a video that'll be kind of funny. I've got one coming out tomorrow, and I've got another one in the works. So hopefully I'll get them out. It is always a bit of a challenge doing this motovlog thing or YouTube thing and trying to keep on top of your content so that it's not down. Yeah, I've been kind of thinking about this lockdown one, and I'm gonna toy with that and see what I can do. But anyway, I think that's about that's my plans for lockdown. You guys have anything else you want to add before we wrap this all up?
Well, I got 2 or 3 in the can. I got one that's like what I did for my winter holiday.
Yeah.
And that I have to finish. And I've got another dam of my dams and waterfalls series. I've got the number 2 for that.
I have a thought of doing one about the Donnellys.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. I was up there last summer. The Princess and I. It just remember it's a gravel road. You got to go down to get to it.
I know. I'll go down a gravel road.
Yeah. And you got to make an appointment. You got to have an appointment to get in.
You don't have
because you don't see anything there.
No, but
where
you can
it
read
stopped. Yeah.
You can go to the gravesite. You can go to the sound, and I know where they met to
go kill them
to plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have that. I actually have the book, The Black Donnellys, somewhere around here.
Who doesn't? Go back and find all your school books. Somebody's got it.
Yeah, I know.
Grade 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good one, Kev. I was thinking of doing that one too. Thanks for stealing my idea.
Well, sorry. So are you guys I think we're planning on doing this again next week, are we not?
Well, we're still shut down. We're shut down for another 3 weeks at least.
So yeah, we'll do this again. We'll do this again next week. Same time, same channel. So
who's hosting next week?
Who's hosting next week? Who wants to host? It's not me.
I thought it was Wayne. Put your hand up if you want Wayne. There we go, Wayne. Hey, good enough.
Here's your hand, Kev.
It's off camera. You had both hands up.
All right, what are we going to talk about?
Well, that's up to you. It's your show, man. I was talking about cameras.
All right. Game on.
Just we don't want to hear about your cameras or your Goldwing. That's all.
Oh, damn. I was just going to say, I think we'll talk about gold wings. We'll go the history of gold wings. I know what it is. It just came to me like a rock hitting me in the head.
What is that?
What I don't know about Harleys. How's that?
Oh.
Are you going to let us talk, though?
Well, you have to, because I don't know shit about them.
It's okay.
I know they shake. That's all I know.
We're gonna have to get you out on the Harley.
I have ridden one.
Have you?
I've ridden an Ultra something. I think it was a limited with the smaller engine, like an Evolution. I think it was.
Yeah.
And I drove it down the road and I turned around and I brought it back and got off. And the guy was like, "Oh, you like my bike?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's all right. It's all right." I was like, because I was like, it had absolutely no power. It felt like I was riding a stone. Now I know that the newer ones.
What you really think?
No. I'm just saying that bike was way underpowered for the weight and the size of it. That like it was a full dress bike with the beer box and everything on it.
Yeah, but that was cutting edge at the time when it was made.
It was damn slow. Like, and then, if you wanted, I guess you can do a stage 3 and soup it up, put some cams in it and all that jazz. But
yeah,
that's all I know about them is that. So that makes for a good. Now you guys got to. All right, let's put it this way. What I don't know about Harleys, and you've got to try and convince me that they're better than what I got.
Well, I think the first thing we should say, anybody should ride whatever ride they want. That's right. Good with us, right? Because the more important thing is you got to ride.
Riding is all that matters.
All right, get political now. Taking the easy way out.
we'll let Wayne come up with the subject, and I don't think that'll be it.
Oh, it's gonna be.
Oh,
It's gonna be like pictures and stats and quarter mile runs and.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for everybody in the side chat who came along today and helped.
Thanks, everybody.
Helped with the fun. And
Thanks,
we'll see
everybody,
you guys
for
next week. We're going to do it again at the same time, so it'll be Monday night at 8:00 again. So, all right, everyone, have a good night, and we're out of here.
All right, take care.
Peace.